This is not an advertisement for YakAttack, by no means. Good morning. Today we're going to talk about the YakAttack Bar Cart and then the YakAttack Bunkster. Both carts are great carts, but I'm going to point out some problems I had specifically with this cart and how they were addressed and how I ultimately fixed the issue I was having for me and how things worked for me. And well, let's get started. What initially I was happy about did not take long for me to get disappointed. I'm just pointing out the problems that I had, how they were resolved, and you can judge for yourself. But anyway, this is the YakAttack Bar Cart. This is the one that's advertised for the larger kayaks, the largest kayaks. I don't remember the weight capacity is advertised. I think it's like 350, 400 pounds. But initially, I think the second time I used this cart, I ran into an issue with the wheels. Don't get me wrong, I love the wheels. The wheels are this plastic rim frame with a rubber tread. And right here where each screw is, that's what holds the tread in. So I was rolling it up the boat ramp and the tread came off the wheels. And I'll show you what happened there with this one's not as bad as the other one, I think. But right here, I put it back in, but you can see once it has weight on the cart, these right here were what holds the rubber on to the rim peeled off and the tread came off, and I almost dumped my entire kayak and everything on it in the middle of the boat ramp while someone was waiting to put in. So when I got home, I took pictures of the wheels and I contacted the YakAttack customer service, and second to none, they looked at the pictures, they contacted me back for my address, and they sent me they didn't replace just the rubber, which they could have done. They just sent me a new set of wheels, and I've had zero problems out of this set. But I started to run into issues with this cart, and I'll show you what I'm talking about, but it specifically goes to these latches right here. These latches are what locks in this portion that turns that way. Well, once it's locked in, it should be fairly rigid. But the problem I ran into with the weight of the kayak on it, and I had an issue going down just a grass slope, barely any slope, but with the bank from my truck down the grass bank, which was nearly level, I had an issue where apparently the weight started stressing these orange tabs down on the inside that hold this in place once you lock them down. And you can see how much play this one has in it. Obviously, you can run into trouble with a lot of weight on the kayak if these move one way or the other too much. And that's what I ran into. These shifted and these uprights fell all the way over against the wheel, and I dumped my kayak. Thankfully I didn't break any rods or anything. But when you're ready to go fishing and get in the water, you don't want to have to deal with putting all your stuff back together and fixing your cart and having to drag your kayak the rest of the way. But that's what I ran into with this. I don't know if they've made any improvement to these tabs, but if they have, then good on them. If not, they might want to look into it. I think if they made them out of aluminum or something like that, would probably solve the problem permanently. But obviously after dumping the kayak and having issues with that, having to repair that, I started looking for different solutions. I didn't want to have to go with I didn't want to have to buy a complete new cart, and I didn't want to sell this to somebody else, knowing the issues I had with it. So I looked for a solution. Well, after looking at this cart, the bar cart, and the Bunkster, I was like, there's very little difference in the two except for this section. What I loved about this cart in particular was the fact that I could get down to the water. If I had to go a long ways to get to the water, I could tuck everything into the hull. So like I was saying, after looking at both carts and seeing how similar they were, like, wait a minute, there's got to be an easy way to fix this without spending too much money. It's like, well, let's see if I can turn this cart into a Bunkster, and then I have both. Should I ever need this section again, I have both carts. So let me show you what I did. I contacted YakAttack customer service with a question and a picture. I sent them a picture of these. I was like, do you sell these separately? And what you'll find out, if any of you have ever dealt with YakAttack, is yes, they will sell separate parts. They'll sell you any separate part you need. They may not be on their website, but they will sell it to you. They'll send you a special ticket number or whatever, and you can purchase these. I got these for a good price, substantially less than I would have had to pay to buy the entire Bunkster. But as I'll show you right here, this was a very simple fix to transfer, or to transform rather, the bar cart into the YakAttack Bunkster. So, just like you'd take it apart normal. And just like that, the YakAttack Bunkster. Now, so far, I've only used this one time since changing it, but I can show you. These are a lot more rigid, a lot more stable, obviously because there's less moving parts. It still disassembles down, will fit in the hole of, I think, any kayak, or in the tank well, wherever you want to put it. Still serves the same purpose. I can't tell you the one time I used it, I had zero trouble out of it. There's no side-to-side movement that shouldn't occur. And I'm a lot happier with this. That's just my personal opinion with my experience with this. And I don't know, I think it's pretty cool that you can change from one to the other now, and I have that option. I'm probably going to contact them about seeing if I can purchase replacement tabs to shore that up. That way, in case I do have the need to use the bar cart again, I'm definitely not going to get rid of it. So that's it. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it helped clear some things up for you, and comment your opinion on it, the experience you've had with the bar cart or the Bunkster. And hey, let's go fishing.